What's going on, guys? My name is TomOrigins, and today we're going to be talking about the Xbox Showcase. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so today Xbox has released their second showcase, and after the events of the first one, it's a bit up in the air what's going on. So the first showcase that Xbox did ages back in, I think it was like June or something, it wasn't very good. They promised a lot of things, and the quality and everything, it was not very good. The first showcase, and I'm a massive Xbox fan, have been, always will be, but the first showcase just wasn't very good. It was a very low effort, 4 out of 10 showcase, was not good at all, and they really needed to pick some stuff up. So since then the Sony event came out and that blew everyone away, and then the EA and Ubisoft events happened, and now we got hit with a brand new Xbox event today, and it definitely was an improvement on the last Xbox showcase. So in this showcase we got a bunch of amazing new titles getting introduced to Xbox. We got a little bit of information about how the future of the Xbox community will work, and the difference between PlayStation and the Xbox when it comes to how they're going to handle their games and the way that they distribute those games. So pretty much PlayStation 5 games that are getting made currently for the PlayStation 5 won't be able to be played on the PlayStation 4. So PlayStation 5, like the Miles Morales Spider-Man game, heavily people are choosing and deciding that it's only going to be playable on the PlayStation 5. Obviously that's not set in stone just yet, but a lot of the cool PlayStation 5 games we see are going to get played only on the PlayStation 5 and not backward compatible, I guess if you want to call it that, for the PlayStation 4. Xbox and Phil Spencer and everyone over at the Xbox team have worked on a thing now called the Xbox Game Pass, Project X Cloud, and all these different ways of distributing their games. So all the Xbox games you saw in the showcase today was actually games that can be played on your Xbox One, your Xbox One X, your Xbox One S, and then later in the holiday months of the year, you're going to get to play them on the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. I know the names are confusing, but that's just how Xbox decide to name their products. But the games are going to be all under one big subscription, and to be fair, it's like £120 for the year, which sounds mad, but it's not, considering it's your Xbox Live, and it's also like all these other games that you can get for free. Loads of big games and lots of small indie games are all going to make its way to the Game Pass, and this Game Pass Ultimate subscription actually is going to be one hell of a way to play all of your games under one roof. Plus that subscription is going to get you your online access to play online, loads of new games, loads of cool indie games, and it's going to really, I think, widen the palette of people who are playing games regularly to just kick back for a few hours and try a new game out instead of having to worry about spending, money for your online and then your extra games and things like that. And it's just going to be a bigger way to bring a big audience in. So that is one thing I definitely do need to uphold Xbox for doing. They have smashed it with that. That is a great idea. Best subscription gaming subscription that I've heard of in a long time. So I am 100% on board with that. One price for all your subscriptions. Boom, done, get out of the way, instead of the PlayStation one, which is just confusing. I don't even have a PlayStation network, whatever it's called, PSN account or whatever. I literally just use it for the single player exclusive games. That's the only reason why I have a PlayStation. But the Xbox is adding a bunch of cool new titles to their roster, loads of brand new indie games looking fantastic, and I don't want to spoil it too much. Go and check out, support the people over on Xbox, go to Xbox's official YouTube channel and go and watch all of the games that they did. But just the ones that stuck out to me the most, I think there was one called Why Did She Do It or something like that, or like How Did She Do It or something like that. It's like a murder mystery about like your mum being crazy and it's a pair of siblings, and it's like an episodic thing, and the first episode comes out in August, so that one does look kind of interesting. I like that one. I think something from like Dusk Till Dawn or something like that. I don't think it is actually that. That's like a movie title or something. But it's like, yeah, there's a bunch of cool new indie games coming out. But the main ones that I want to focus on are the ones that stuck out to me the most. There's definitely the three, I think there's about three or four big main ones that stuck out to me. Was Halo Infinite, but we'll get onto that and discuss that because Halo Infinite was amazing. And I'm really over the moon with that game. So we'll talk about that in a minute in more detail, but we saw a quick glimpse of a survivor in the woods, in the snow, cooking some food, and a wolf skulking around the outside of her camp, growling at her and stuff, and she like screamed at it and it ran off. Then it cuts to her in the woods and she's standing over this thing with a crossbow, and there's a dead wolf on the floor, and above the wolf is this big massive like zombie deer, and it's like eating the wolf. So that was kind of crazy to see. And then it cut to black and was like, boom, State of Decay 3. And I said to my girlfriend whilst watching it, I was like, yo, that's going to be State of Decay, because it looked like The Last of Us. It had like Last of Us vibes, and as well, obviously because it's an Xbox, closest thing we've got is State of Decay. So State of Decay 3 was announced, and not a lot of gameplay, none at all, but just a cinematic trailer, and it did look kind of interesting. And I like the idea of a snowy map. I don't think we've ever seen that in any State of Decay game before. So I like the idea of hunting zombies in the snow with my crossbow and, you know, being a bit more out and rough and tumble. We've only just started playing, me and Helen, State of Decay 2 together, so State of Decay 3, more than welcome. Can't wait to see what that's going to bring. Next is the Crossfire single player. I played the Crossfire beta. I think there's a video on the YouTube and on my Twitch of me playing it. I loved it. I really loved it. It was like CSGO on Xbox. It was amazing. And there was so many crazy characters that they added in that were really cool and exciting as well. And into the multiplayer, that you could kind of have like little backstories about them. And now they've announced that there's a single player coming to Xbox as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Looks really interesting, really high paced, dynamic, kind of like a 2-in-1 game, because the single player looks so different to the multiplayer. And that's kind of a good thing, that it's so diverse, and it looks like it's going to be 2 different big games for the price of 1. The online looks really relaxed and like kind of intense, but like free flowing and not like Call of Duty and like your generic shooters. Kind of looks a little bit more different. And then the single player looks crazy and really, really fun. So can't wait to play Crossfire. That looks amazing. Definitely going to get that on the channel at some point. But moving on to the big surprise at the end of the game event. Some rumours heard about this. Sadly, no Cyberpunk. Well, that was, you know, that was a bit sad. But they are doing more showcases later down the line, which we didn't know about at the time. So I can't wait to see what the next one's going to bring. Kind of like a bit worrying to think that you've got a console coming out in the end of the year and we're already halfway through the year and you're not giving us enough information like price, pre-order dates and all that sort of stuff. But for what they're showing, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited by the games, the exclusives, and all the other games that are coming out, and how Xbox is going to be handling those games on the technical side. So the next game that everyone was like freaking out about, that was like announced again through a small cinematic trailer. Not a lot of gameplay, as much as they were going on about how it's just going to be games. It was more just games news, like in general, like little trailers and things like that, and Easter eggs and teasers. Not a lot of gameplay. The only gameplay we really saw was Halo Infinite, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the big game that everyone was excited about was Fable. Not Fable 4, but technically it would be the 4th one in the series. But Fable, a game I've never really played before. I've heard about it, watched other people play it. Never picked it up and played it myself, and maybe when it's come to the Game Pass, I will have to do that. Maybe Fable 3 will be a good place to start. But Fable 4, titled Fable, was just a small little cinematic trailer of a fairy flying through the woods, and then a nice British voice narrating the trailer, and then the fairy got eaten by a frog, and then it cut up through some trees and some forests, and it said Fable, and it was like, oh, it looks pretty cool. I think it's coming in 2021, not 2020. Or something like that, but it looks to be interesting. The team who are making it apparently are quite good, so I'll be interested to see what they do with it. It's apparently an RPG game, so single player one, but I don't know, might be interesting. Maybe like a twist of like a Skyrim type game. I don't know, I've not really played Fable. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below if you guys have played Fable. But it looks to be interesting. I mean, I like medieval fantasy stuff, so I'm looking forward to it. Next, the game I want to talk about, I've already got its preview downloaded on my Xbox. It's Grounded. It's like a cool back garden survival game. Kind of cheap and cheerful, very cheerful and cheesy in the way that it is. It's kind of like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the video game, and there's like spiders and like big bugs that you've got to fight with like little spears and bows and arrows. It looks really fun, and I really can't wait to play it. It does look really entertaining, and I'm sure me and the boys will get on Twitch and YouTube, and I'm sure me and my friend Ross will definitely be playing it. I'm sure Helen will want to give it a go, get everyone's opinion about it, and it should be fun. It should be really fun. And then finally, obviously the big boy of the event, I think Xbox could have really called this the Halo event, because mainly that was the only big thing that was in there. But Halo Infinite, yep, we got announced, we got a bit of gameplay. It was really well handled. I liked how they handled the gameplay. It showed a nice little cinematic at the beginning, and then I kind of thought, oh, are they going to go all cinematic, or are they going to show like a little bit of gameplay, or what they're going to do here? But they slotted in a full-blown, raw demo footage of the gameplay. I want to know when this demo is going to be available to be played, because I want to play the shit out of that demo. But we saw Master Chief make a comeback. He had a grappling hook. The guy looked like Batman or something. He was awesome, kicking ass, flying in a warthog, doing mad jumps and drifts. Whoever was playing that gameplay, man or woman or whatever, you were sick at that game. So I'm looking forward to play Halo just because of that little bit of the demo. It looked really interesting. All the range of guns that we saw, nothing about the multiplayer yet, but the single player does look really interesting. The big bad villain of the game kind of looks really scary and actually made me a bit unnerved. So I was like, because he was quite terrifying, to be fair, so I can't wait to do him in and you know, come back kicking. Locke didn't make a comeback, so happy about that. No Spartan unlock in this one, hopefully. Don't want to speak too soon, the bastard might just appear out of nowhere. But I definitely am glad to see Master Chief in the helm of the Hog, driving around doing his drifts with his big massive machine gun, and looking really sick. And the graphics did look amazing. I was actually like blown away, not speaking, just like in awe of the graphics. And the footage will be out there. I don't really use any of that shit, so go and support Xbox, go and watch them. And I think that's pretty much everything covered. So yeah, really cool Game Pass subscription idea. One price to cover all your gaming needs on Xbox, and it can be used on the Xbox One, the Xbox, One X, One S, Series X, Series S, that type of stuff. And that's really clever. I like that. I really like the inclusivity of that. I guess that's the word. And we've invented it. So yeah, I like the idea that everyone can just pay for one subscription and all play together. That's really nice. I like to know that. Because obviously I don't feel like just because you haven't got enough money to buy the latest and bestest console, you don't have to feel pressured or sad about not being able to go out and buy it. It's nice to be able to be involved. Everyone can be on one page. I know I had some friends back in the day at school who would buy the PS4, naturally because the PS4 sometimes is a bit cheaper, and they would go out and buy the PS4 instead of an Xbox, and they kind of missed out in a big way. So I feel like it's nice that Xbox is doing that, and they have learned from past mistakes of other consoles, and they've learned how to bring everyone together and make the games look good on the platform you're playing them on. So we heard a lot about smart delivery, a little bit about Project X Cloud, which is the one where you can play it on a phone or a tablet, or you can take your game that you bought on your Xbox, sign into your Xbox account, put it on your phone, put it on your tablet, put it on your iPad, whatever you're playing it on. And yeah, it looks pretty interesting. It looks a way to get your game and more portable and more mobile, and it looks really interesting. So Xbox, you've done a good job. You're a lot better than your first showcase. I rated that shit 3 out of 5, or like 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10. But this one you hit hard and you've come back swinging with 7 out of 10. I'm giving you 7 out of 10. Not too bad. I would love to see more gameplay, not just cinematic trailers and teasers. We've kind of had that now. But yeah, hit hard now with the gameplay. Hit hard now with the price, the console, its final image of what it's going to be when it comes out from the shelf. I want to know when we can pre-order one of these bad boys. I want to know how much one of these is going to be, and I want to know when we're getting it. And I feel like, fingers crossed, depending how far they spread out the next showcase, fingers crossed the next showcase will be the third and final for each console. I'm expecting PS4 to hit back. They hit first with a little early tech demo that not a lot of people heard about, and it wasn't very good. Then they came back swinging after Xbox's massive collapse in their first showing, and their second showing was amazing. Xbox has come back swinging again, not as powerful as I would have hoped, but they've definitely come back swinging. And I do feel like next up to hit is going to be PlayStation with their big third and final one, where they probably will hit hard, hit home, drop all that good gameplay, show off all their amazing games they've got going on PlayStation, and hit us with the pre-order date, the price, and everything like that. So we're going to have to wait and see who's going to show the price first. It's kind of like a stalemate right now, a big chess game of who's going to get their price thrown out there first, but it's interesting. And the console wars are heating up with this attack from Xbox today. They're doing good. They're doing good. And I do want them to succeed, even though it's kind of bad. I don't mean to be biased. I'm not biased about anything else in the world, but I'm an Xbox nerd. I've been an Xbox nerd all my life. As I say, the only reason I have a PlayStation is for the exclusives, but because I just feel like PlayStation exclusives are great, but online's trash. Where I feel like the Xbox is the other way around. It could do with some more exclusives because the multiplayer is sublime. So, is that the right word? I hope it is. But anyway, I've been your boy TomOrigins. We're nearly at 2K, so if we could get to 2K before the end of 2020, that would be fantabulous. I would love you guys to do that. You guys from all corners of the world, the USA, the Brazil Army, Canada Army, Australia Army, England Army, all of you have come together and you've been awesome. So thank you for tuning in today. This is my new setup now. This is my new room. I moved house. Go see my house tour video if you want to. Like, comment and subscribe. Ding dong, ding along dong, that notification bell. I just punched myself in the hat. But please do that, and I beg you, come back next time and watch another TomOrigins video, because I'll keep you guys in the loop of the gaming world. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out. Bye.
Switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia. Darling, I'm just so fed up with what does perfect even mean?